When I first started, I was about 16 years old. I used to listen to a lot of new wave music, which was coming out from England at that time. Bands like Depeche Mode, The Cure, and I forced my mom to actually buy me a synthesizer keyboard when I was 16 because I wanted to, try and emulate the sounds and try to pretend I was a rock star. It was after that I actually met like-minded people, but this was during JC, who were also interested in the same kinds of music, and then we all form a band. And one of the prerequisites of being in this band called Breaking Glass was that we each had to have a keyboard or electronic synthesizer, and that was when we first started playing. We started writing, composing, and eventually performing. But at that time, this was during the early 80s. At that time, there weren't many gigs in Singapore, so all the places that we could play at were probably, like school functions or prom nights or like rich girls' house parties. Yeah, because we kind of like attracted a small audience, which was the cooler kind of people. Our first gig as a band happened at Jack's place. It was funny because we used to go and hang out at Jack's place, and because we used to skip school, and that was a place in Orchard Road that we could hide out. And we met this guy called Tony Go, and he was there curating the music that was being played there. And he also played in a band called Tony, Terry and Spencer. And Tony actually started talking about music to us, and then we said, oh, we have a band, and then he said, hey, why don't you guys perform? I have a slot. If you want to perform, you can play one night and see how it works out. So that night that we performed at Jack's place, we packed the place because we asked all our friends to come, and that was a memorable night, and it was the start of like future gigs. It lasted for quite some time, because I think maybe about 6 to 7 years, but we kept changing members because some of us went to study overseas. So we had different musicians come in and take our roles, take our parts, and the band grew. It was actually a 4-piece band, but it grew to 5 to 6. I think Army kind of like killed everything, because once when we were in NS, it was hard to actually get together and jam and keep the band going. Okay, from my perspective, I see that nowadays bands are more, they're better songwriters. They have access to better equipment. They have more opportunities. They have more funding now with the government stepping in and giving grants for EP and album recordings, and also for marketing and for like touring. And we have more rehearsal rooms, more recording studios. Last time there was just a handful of recording studios that were willing to do local bands. Like most times, like studios were built to cater to, say, the Chinese market, not so much the English underground market. So that's how the scene has changed from 1999 till now. And nowadays also, bands take the music more seriously. It used to be a hobby thing, like bands were formed in secondary school. They go jamming in a jamming studio, and then they would come out and record demos, then play a few gigs and then break up. But whereas these days bands, they want to tour, they want to play overseas festivals, they want to do more than just release stuff on CD or on online. They want to take their music even further. Okay, for me, there's a lot that I learn. Every day is a learning process. I learn a lot of things from the newer, younger bands. When it comes to like technology and stuff, like they show me how things are done online. When it comes to recording, they're always pushing me because they want things to sound a certain way. They want things to be more updated. So I have to go and do my research and learn about how how music is recorded these days, like newer techniques, newer styles, newer ways of recording music. So it's a learning process for me, and every day I try to push myself also. We actually also started a school which is called Thunder Rock School. This was about 3 to 4 years ago. The aim of the school is to actually develop the future of young musicians in Singapore. We also want to find really good musicians, help them along the way, give them lessons, and basically just make sure that the next generation of musicians in this local scene will know what to do, and the knowledge that we have gained in the past, say, 10 years, we try to impart that with to everybody. The good thing about Thunder Rock also is that we have local musicians who are our teachers, and these are musicians who perform in bands, who go through the same things that most local musicians do, and the knowledge that they have is imparted to everybody.